Alright, it's the John the Crazy Rose Man. I just wanted to show some of my roses here in Memphis in July, well, closing in on July, last week of June. Most of these I planted in the last couple months, but a lot of water, a lot of love, and get some good results still, even into June. Just highlight a couple that are blooming. There's Teasing Georgia, David Austin. I've got it held up right now by that flamingo thermometer till I can get a probably making a blisk out of bamboo. But put out a couple blooms. I got it on sale for $20, so not too bad for being half dead. Took it a while to come back. So that's that one. That's Emily Bronte. I just deadheaded it. You should see some new growth coming back. Very compact, large leaves, healthy. And when it puts out blooms, it will look somewhat like this, which is Eustacia Vi. You'll get clusters of very fragrant. Emily Bronte is more apricot. These are pink, and my God, I mean, this is like a bouquet. Just one of my favorite roses. I've only got two. May grab another one. Nursery out in the country has some pretty healthy ones left, so pretty useful rose. It does do okay with a little shade as well, but sun is better. And this is Silas Marner, which is also light pink, very fragrant. Gets a little bigger than Eustacia. This one wasn't a healthy one when I got it, so that's why it's a little spindly. I think eventually it'll be alright. But it's, again, $20, and Silas Marner is an awesome rose. So there's another Teasing Georgia back here, not blooming yet but growing. Olivia Rose Austin is, in fact, all of them right now. I've got 4 of these. I mean, they've been okay, but I'd rather only have 2, honestly. But it's putting out some healthy growth. There's not a lot of blooms on any of them. Not the case with Gabriel Oak. This one is an incredibly healthy, just has exploded. Very striking. It's like a hot pink, which I wouldn't think I would like, but very healthy. Look at all these blooms. Behind it is a knockout, coral knockout, and if you want something that'll produce, I mean, no fragrance, but it's a decent looking bush, and it's grown probably 3 feet since I got it 4 months ago. But again, kind of small blooms, no fragrance whatsoever, but it looks great. It's kind of an interesting color. Behind it's a peony. Produced a couple nice blooms this year. I didn't even know what the heck it was, and all of a sudden had these huge blooms on it. And yeah. Anyway, I got this little stake to hold up my knockout rose. I need to keep it away from Gabriel Oak. I mean, they're just mingling. This is another Gabriel Oak. This one's not quite as vigorous, but it's producing. It's funny how that is. It's always been a little smaller, not quite as healthy as this one, but maybe because it's close to this monstrosity, Brenda Bella Purple Prince. This has been an interesting one. You can see it's huge. I've had to support it with the little obelisk. There's the bamboo. It's very, maybe misbehaving. Puts up just these wild shoots, kind of random. But one thing about it, the last few weeks it's just been producing non-stop. You can see it's still got a few more blooms left. Some up here too. The only thing, it's got an interesting color, purple, lavender. It's incredibly fragrant, but the petals drop in like one day. So if it didn't do that, it would be one of the better roses. And I kind of don't like that it just has this random, just offshoots of growth. But another teas in Georgia back there that's just getting going. It's taken months, but it's finally doing something. Claire Austin's taking a little break, but it's got some nice growth. This is Firefighter. It's a real tall, bright red, very fragrant rose. It's taking a break too, but it's got some new growth. Another Claire Austin behind it. This is Desdemona, which is a white, fairly fragrant. It's supposed to be a good flowering, but it wasn't healthy when I got it. Kind of annoying. It fell apart. And not really the best place to plant it either. Close to this wall, and there's some huge roots. But it looks fairly healthy. It's just not a lot of growth. So just deadheaded. It's had a few flowers. This is the Molyneux tree rose. You can see some beautiful blooms at the top of it. This was free. It was totally dead, and I threw it in a planter, and it just immediately took off. I've been totally pleased with it. The only problem with the tree rose, you can see these leaves up close. The beetles, Japanese beetles, are all over it. I've had to pull them off. I guess they like it because it's up high. But I've put powder out, so hopefully next year we won't have this issue. There's some catnip. This is a Princess Alexandra Kent. It was one of my favorite roses. Still is. But it kind of takes some extended breaks. You can see there's finally some new growth. There's a lot of yellow leaves and fall off here. Don't know what caused that, but all of them have done it. I've got two other ones that are in pots, and they've done it too. So there's another Claire. This is a new one I just got, Cinco de Mayo. You can see one red bloom. Just thought it was different, but it looked like it's going to flower profusely, and I don't know, kind of torn. Felt like I should buy something, but sometimes you can have too much. Wisteria, and next to the wisteria, which I potted it to keep it from tearing my house up, this is a tree rose, a duet, which is supposed to have pink and white, but honestly it's been mostly white so far. And it's kind of hadn't grown tall, it's grown wide. So a little bit annoying. I've got it in this pot, so that'll be interesting in the winter. It's barrel, and it's a 6 or 7 zone, so I may be wheeling that in and out. I kind of want to just plant it somewhere, but Lady of Shalott, taking a little break, but it's got new growth. When I got this, it really wasn't healthy. It had a lot of this. You see the spots. But I pulled most of that off and we got new growth and it bloomed anyway. It had some decent flowers on it. And so Lady of Shallott's one of the better flowering roses there is. This is an iceberg. I got it at Lowe's for like $10. It's weird. It's got all these leaves and then it's got different. I don't know if it was a combination. It's ginormous. I don't know. I'm kind of confused on what it is. But it's put out some pink. It's called an iceberg pink. Let's put out some blooms, and it's grown like 2 feet in a month. So, honeysuckle, hellebore, which I'm trying to protect from the sun, but this it's called All My Lovin'. Not real fragrant, but unbelievable blooms. You can see pretty growth coming in, some new growth, which is good to see. So there's a Olivia Rose Austin. Again, a lot of new growth. Beetles have gotten a hold of it, but hopefully they're on the downturn. That's Molyneux, which has some new growth as well. I mean, it flowered like a champ for about 3 weeks, so it'll be back. Again, the beetles kind of like Molyneux. Probably tells you it's a good rose. This is Earth Angel. It's one of the better roses there is, in my opinion. You can see some beetle damage. I caught one this morning, and it just Pac-Man'd half of it. Again, more. Looks like it's producing more, but I think the beetles have been on this one too, unfortunately. But it's blooming well. It's healthy. Generous gardener. It's looking healthy. Trying to get it to go up this little obelisk eventually on this post. But it's growing. Another Olivia Rose Austin. I mean, just no blooms, but popping up the new growth. It's kind of strange. It's supposed to be one of the best flowering ones. I imagine a couple weeks it will be. Azaleas, I think these will be gone by next spring. I want to see one more. See if they come back. Had most of these for a couple years, and we had a real flash freeze that killed my camellias, and most of these azaleas just haven't recovered. This one's been a good one. It produces rose-like blooms. I think it's called a carnation. Definitely will keep it. But these other ones, I'm ready to put roses here. Just because they perform. They perform all year. Why have an azalea that's just going to produce once in the spring? And these are encores, so you get a little bit in the fall, but I never saw much fall growth either. So, this is a good rose. Rose from Lowe's. Half price, $12. I liked it so much I bought another one for full price. It's called Delish. This bloomed like crazy. It's taking a little break, but you can see more. There's a nice little pink one coming in there. There's very fragrant. Produces a lot of blooms. Good looking bush. And it's not a David Austin, but it's a champ. I have a few of these as well. This is Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Just bought this one a few weeks ago. It don't look too great. Doesn't look as good as the other two, but again, it's just planted. I have to try to grow up this fence. It's a climber, but it just very healthy. When I got it, just an amazing. Thing sat in a container out in that nursery for a month. I think I finally just had to get it. This is another one I got for free. I have one out front. It's called Showbiz. It's a Floribunda. Yeah, you can see why I got it for free. It's kind of how it looked. It produced some growth, weird growth, like to the side. I had to cut it off. I moved it back here, but it's got some new growth there. So it ain't dead yet, and once that thing takes off, it'll be up to here. The one I have out front, it's just gone nuts over the last few years. Can't remember what that is. It's not a rose, a little tree. This is a climbing rose called New Dawn. I'll move over around this Japanese maple, but this thing is going to be tremendously huge one day if it makes it. I don't think it looks as healthy as it should. I think it'll make it. I don't know. I added soil. This is all like soil I put in to raise the level. I didn't want to dig into these roots of this Japanese maple. I mean, it's got tons of blooms. I think it'll be okay. But it's not taken off like I thought. Not like this one. This was another on sale. This is called the Nitty Gritty. It's a yellow. And yeah, it's about to bomb here. And there's the other Nitty Gritty, which was one of my favorite roses. I mean, it bombed this spring. Just blew up with white blooms, but I think that's all you get. I think it's one flush. Maybe you'll get one before fall. I don't know. It's huge. It's 4 feet wide, and it's got an offshoot that's 6 feet tall coming up right there. It's not a climber. This is another Princess Alexandra Kent in the pot. Again, kind of like I was showing earlier. Probably yellow fall off, black spot, but get a nice little cane here. I wish it was more up top. It's coming off to the side, but you can see this bloom is going to be beautiful. And the last one here, and definitely least, it's an Emily Bronte I got for free. Well, buy one, get one free. And it has done jack squat. I don't know. I don't know what to do about it. If I should just toss it, throw it in the ground somewhere and hope it takes off. I just put some Miracle-Gro in it. But I've had it in this pot for 2 months. Month and a half, 2 months. And everything else is just new growth, blooming, whatever, and that one, it's one of the few that have done nothing. So that's about it. I got some ferns, a yucca bush, random shit, some hydrangea, which is perking up a little. Need to cut that flower off, I guess. Anyway, go on to the front.